What's on, guys? So Crypto here with another video. Today I wanted to talk about basically Kaspa and the Crescendo hard fork. Basically that it's now on the mainnet since the 5th of May, and basically this is the 10 blocks per second update. So Kaspa basically went from 1 block per second of transactions to 10 blocks per second, which is basically 10 times faster than it was prior. It was on the test net from January, and it was tested for 3.5-4 months just to ensure on the test net that it could hold, basically withstand a large volume of transactions, and then basically to then make sure it is scalable to the main net, which is basically what actual people will use rather than the test net, which is kind of just trial and error sort of kind of program. So what is here, basically summarising it up quickly, is basically Kaspa will be basically the fastest proof of work coin in history. Basically maintaining high levels of speed, scalability, decentralization, which is known as the blockchain. Oh, it's known as the trilemma in cryptocurrency, because usually all cryptocurrencies give up one of those things, whether that is scalability, speed, or decentralization. Kaspa is still holding on to all three. So obviously with how a blockchain works, and the idea of the Crescendo hard fork, and to get these 10 blocks per second, like we talk about in our other videos, a blockchain basically is single layered, or sorry, single in a single line. So transactions have to fill one block, next block. However, with the Crescendo hard fork and the 10 blocks per second, and what Kaspa runs on is known as the DAG, the DAG network, which is a directed acyclic graph. So a directed acyclic graph basically is, if we go here, so the BlockDAG. So BlockDAG, again, what I mean by this is the directed acyclic graph. It's a form of technology. Basically, as like I said, blockchain is one block, boom, next block, boom, next block, boom, next block. So again, the transactions have to fill up that block, and they don't flow as quickly. Whereas here in Kaspa's network on the BlockDAG, we're able to have multiple layers of blocks, and they can emerge to other blocks. So transactions happen at the same time in different blocks, where in a blockchain this does not happen. It happens in one block, fill that block, boom, add it to the blockchain, and then we fill another block, fill that block, boom, add it to the blockchain. Whereas with BlockDAG, this is not the case, and this is the idea of Kaspa and why it wanted to go to eventually. It's going to 10 blocks. It's gone to 10 blocks per second now, and eventually will be going to 100 blocks per second in the future. But there's been no confirmed date on that yet. So wanted to go over a couple other things. So again, about proof of work, basically the idea of proof of work, which I'll put in the description below. I'll put a link for a video understanding what proof of work is versus proof of stake. But again, right now, just understand that basically Kaspa is a proof of work like Bitcoin. But if we try to compare, so with the features here, so the test net, which then obviously is gone into the main net of that Crescendo hard fork, which we just spoke about, it goes from 2,400 to 3,000 transactions per second. So this means basically on the 10 blocks per second. So if you want to try and understand how many transactions go through one block on in Kaspa's network, so let's say 3,000 transactions in 10 blocks. So let's divide 10 by 10 to make it one block. Then just divide the 3,000 by 10. So about 240 to 300 transactions per second in one block. So yeah, the idea of Kaspa here is basically to keep that speed, the scalability, so it's been able to be, so obviously the more blocks you have and the more transactions you're able to hold, the more people can use that network. So that's the idea of what Kaspa's trying to do here. And then obviously looking here on, this is the main net, so the overview of Kaspa. So you got 9 blocks per second here, 9.5, which is great. So it's going up to 10 obviously here, and at the minute, just because of the utilization of Kaspa. I mean, like I said, we got $64 million going through Kaspa at the volume of 24 hours, which is good, and we got a market cap of $2.4 billion, which is again very good. But we'll look at that in a minute on the coin market cap just to see where it is in the crypto market. And at the minute, like I said about Mind and being proof of work, the idea is basically for it to be a fair launch coin. So anyone can access it, no matter who you are, who you know, what status you are. You can't just go and buy, before the launch of the coin, like a large amount before the price even goes up a little bit. So it's all fair launched. You're able to get the tokens as and when from mining, or let's say you buy it on any exchange. And then just going through as well, so online public nodes at the minute, we've got 225 nodes running the network. I mean, average peers throughout the whole network is 4,000, just over. But basically, like I said, with the nodes, people just keeping an eye on Kaspa network, making sure that all transactions are fair and honest. So let's go to the Kaspa chart as well, just have a little look-see. So let's go to the chart, let's see where we're at. So currently, obviously, when we got, so where are we to? 5th of May. So 5th of May, we had a little spike and then literally came back down. So with the news of the Crescendo, we hard fork 10 blocks per second on Kaspa. It was great news, but again, the news didn't last long in the sense of price action. We kind of went up to about, was it 9.7 cents. And then we've come back down now where we're coming at around just shy of 9.2 cents. With the Kaspa price at the minute, I mean, since the 22nd of April, or even the 21st, we had a daily candle close over that line of resistance, which is now our support, which is at around 8.2 cents, 8.3. And even coming up, when we broke up to that kind of, well, we broke over the 10 cent mark on the daily for a little bit, but we came back down and we wicked down to the 8.3 again, and we're hovering at the minute just between the 8.3 to 10 cent range. Depending how utilization of Kaspa goes, obviously we are still waiting on the Binance and Coinbase listing, which everyone talks about. If and when that will happen, I mean, there's definitely going to be a price spike in Kaspa when one of those tier 1 listings will happen. I mean, depending how much that will be, there's no kind of significant kind of date on that. And also the use of like smart contracts and stablecoin utilization as well. We can come into that. Kaspa, just if once it's got a bit more kind of going through the network, again at the minute we're 2.4 billion in total market cap, which again for where it is fantastic, but we need to see a bit more going on with the network. Obviously the developers are working very hard, but I feel like once we break through kind of the 10 cents, then we hit the 11 cent range, 11.4 cents. Realistically then, I don't think there's much stopping us to get into about 13 or 14 cents and then pushing on past that. But then all-time highs, you're looking at around, you're looking at 20 cents altogether, which was back in the, I think it was the August? Start of August, end of July. And then go on to CoinMarketCap. Again, like I said, at the minute, Kaspa is number 40 in the cryptocurrency space currently. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for it, just keep an eye on it. But all in all, I feel like Kaspa is a good project. Again, not financial advice whether you get into it or not. At the minute as well, Kaspa does have its own meme coins with the KRC20s, if I can find it. Let's go here. There we go. So again, with the meme coin side of things, Kaspa, again, because the network isn't as, let's say, utilized as like your Solanas or your Ethereum or anything like that, the meme coins at the minute are, when you think about it, look, the highest meme coin is $12 million market cap. I mean, if, let's say, Kaspa does take off and goes to its previous all-time high of 20 cents, you could probably see these coins going up about 4x, I reckon. So you could probably go to about 50 million. This Nacho Kango could probably go to like a 20 million. Again, just because if the network's being utilised more, then people are going to have more awareness around these coins. Again, this isn't financial advice to participate in these coins. I've got literally a small holding of these coins, but again, I just feel if the network, which I think it will, of Kaspa is going to be utilised more because of its scalability, its security, and decentralisation and speed, well, then I think these coins will follow a bit as well. I've only got about 1 to 2% of my portfolio in these coins, not really much at all. Just because I want to have a little bit in it, just so if it does take off, I've got a little holding and it's a little bonus. It's not going to make me millions, but again, if you're making a little bit of money where you're not saying forget about it, because I like to check on them every now and then to see how they're doing, but it's always good just to have a bit more extra on the side, basically, fingering a little bit of that pie. But obviously my Kaspa holdings are probably about, I'd say, 10% of my portfolio. Maybe 15, I'd say, just because I do believe in the project, but I've got other holdings as well. But yeah, that's for me. That's me today, guys. With your cryptocurrency, again, getting into it, just be careful what you're getting into. Research the project. Make sure you know enough to know what you're getting into, and as well, it's your own capital, so it's on you what you do with it. Again, I would advise with any cryptocurrency, let's say you earn $2,000 a month after tax and all that, I'd say the max to put into cryptocurrency would be 10% of that, so that'd be $200 a month. Let's say, for example, again, it's not financial advice, but that's what I do, just because I don't feel that if obviously you're putting in more than you're willing to afford to lose, and it does go down because of volatility of the market, just be very careful, all right? But stay fit, keep looking after each other, guys, and have a good one.